Hello, are you out there? It's Mark with HFD Review, and we've got a new one from our very own Rune Queen of Oblivion, who keeps us supplied with so many of these. I love it. The Path of the Bruiser. Hi, still no new co-created project, so I'm turning this over to the Bearded Russian once more for the blurb. The blurb is essentially a little comment on what inspired you or what you were taking as a template to create your subclass or whatever you create on the channel. If you have your own homebrew you'd like to make for D&D, for subclasses, for magic monsters, items, whatever, please share it on r/homebrewfeverdreams and we will get through the queue. We're about 27 days back here, but I usually do 1 to 2 of these videos a week, and that more or less keeps us up. Oh, it's the Bearded Russian. I need to do his voice. Hold on. Me, 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 me. Hello, Bearded Russian here again with more of my solo work. Appreciate the compliments on my theoretical beard. By the way, and yes, yours is also quite dandy. In any event, this is a completely original barbarian path, which arrived as a result of 2 factors. The first being my lifelong love of martial arts, particularly grappling arts like freestyle, Greco-Roman, and catch wrestling, sambo, and jiu-jitsu. The second, hold on, let's do a quick, we're going to do a game. I will do some hand positions, like starting practice hand positions. You guys in the comments type out and say which styles it is. So do like A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Okay, so start out easy. Here, hold on, let's see here. Okay, so first one would be this. Okay, then we'll move to this. All right, here, right. Okay, then we'll go to all right, and then we'll go to and finally we'll end with, okay, so just alignment, hand position. See if you guys can guess those. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how martial arty folks are. Those aren't just all grappling styles, obviously. Many of those are striking styles. Okay, second being the difficulty in creating a viable unarmed build in 5e without taking levels in Monk in. Exactly. I meant to say that. The Bearded Russian never messes up. And while there are certainly some archetypes of magical martial artists, there are best modeled by the monk. There's a whole family of archetypical heroes. Is that how you say it? Archetypical heroes stemming from ancient Greek pancration all the way to modern Olympic grappling. That represents a more athletic, in-your-face side of unarmed combat that I feel deserved a radical departure from the way the monk functions. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to give up on... I have other videos to make today, so I got to stop doing Beard's extremely manly voice. It's like just testosterone just like comes out in his saliva as he's talking. He's just like... And I imagine his beard is like probably like down to here. Yeah, it's full ship captain's beard. Lumberjack style. You know what I'm saying. You guys get it. All right, hold on. Coffee break. Barbarian Path of the Bruiser. An unarmed combatant is not what many first think of when they picture a barbarian. A warrior swinging a huge axe, sword, or maul is far more common. There are some, however, who take pride in being the exception to this notion. Followers of this path adhere to a more pure, in their eyes, expression of might, toughness, and combat skill, the ancient art of catch-as-catch-can wrestling. That's right, getting in the clinch, folks. Not all of those who brawl do so mindlessly, and these barbarians are the inheritors of a system of holds, throws, strangles, and nasty strikes that have been passed down as long as there have been bar fights and street altercations. They willingly eschew traditional weapons in favor of body conditioning to take almost supernatural punishment in the skills needed to drag their opponents into the type of frantic, close-quarters fighting in which they thrive. That's right. Listen. You wouldn't want to get in a hand-to-hand fight with someone who's got a sword, but the truth is, if you could survive and get past their guard, those weapons are useless when you don't have the leverage to deliver any force behind them or to bring them to bear properly. I'd say the only exception would be something like a dagger, probably would work pretty good in a clinch, but otherwise, Swords, clubs, maces, morning stars, bows and arrows ain't gonna help you at all. And it's fantasy, so it means you could get past that sword strike without getting your body lopped in two. I like it. Rough and tumble. Starting when you choose this path at third level, you have realized that there is an art to a true tough brawler, and that strength, technique, and brutality need to be applied in equal measure. Your experience in scrambling unarmed fights has given you all three, granting you the following benefits as long as you are not wielding a weapon, improvised weapons included. So that means you can't just even grab a bottle of beer off the counter. None of that. And not wearing medium or heavy armor. So light armor is acceptable. So I guess you could roll a bit in leather. Although I wouldn't want to have studs in my armor if I was like freaking rolling around on my back. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine those divots? Like you got some guy, like in mount position, and you've got like these steel rivets just dug into your back, like if you're on like a concrete floor. Oh, that would hurt. You ever wrestled on concrete? I don't recommend it. It's extremely, extreme. Even your own bones hurt you when you wrestle on concrete because the pressure. All right, here you go. Okay, your unarmed attacks deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage when you attack a creature with an unarmed strike on your turn. You can use a bonus action to attempt to grapple or shove that creature. Oh, very nice. So your unarmed strikes do lethal 1d4 bludgeoning damage, and you now have a good use for your bonus action. You can grapple or shove as you want. That's nice. Right off the bat, you're getting something to do there. If you make an unarmed attack with advantage, you can choose you could choose to forego adding your proficiency bonus to your attack. If the attack hits, you gain a bonus to the damage of that attack equal to twice your proficiency bonus. Whoa. Interesting. And is that balanced? It's a little complex. I'm going to read it one more time because I think there's 3 parts to this. If you make an unarmed attack with advantage is part 1, meaning it's not going to happen all the time, but it'd be pretty nice. You can forego adding your proficiency bonus to your attack rolls, and you get 2 of them. If the attack hits, you gain a bonus to the damage to that attack equal to twice your proficiency bonus. So that is going to be anywhere from a +4 to a +12 damage. Wow. It's a lot. I think whether that stays balanced is going to depend on how this 1d4 bludgeoning damage advances. Because let's be honest, a d4 bludgeoning damage is not much, right? It's low damage, just period, for any weapon in the game. But I could see where if you work with a group that gets you advantage on the regular, by being able to, even at low levels, 3 and 4, being able to add that +4 to the damage on top of your strength, that would be significant. Now, the only thing I don't really like about this option is that there are the 3 parts. Do I have advantage? I need to subtract proficiency from the attack roll. I gotta double and add the proficiency to the damage. I mean, with advantage, you're still pretty likely to hit because you're going to roll the 2 20s on the attacks, but you're subtracting that proficiency from each one. So there's a little bit of a trade-off there. But twice the damage on the proficiency, twice proficiency on the damage is good. It is real good. Okay, I like that. But yeah, we'll see how the damage progresses. I don't know. When you rage, you gain a bonus equal to your rage damage to any contested check you make that utilizes strength. Excuse me, I like that. I know don't you get advantage on strength checks when you're raging? That's a barbarian thing, I think, right? So on top of that, you get your strength added to it. So your +5, you gain a bonus equal to your rage. Oh no, your rage damage. Sorry, your rage damage added to your strength bonus on your rolls utilizing strengths on checks. So I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. It's saying, yeah, right off the bat, you're really good at shoving, grappling. I think that's great. I love it. And you could also use it for like opening heavy gates or lifting objects or bending bars or stuff like that. It doesn't just have to apply itself to grappling. And I think the idea there is that you have trained your body to use your hands and your body to do extreme feats of strength. on top of just the fighting stuff, which, a little more role play potential there. Okay, here we go. Heavyweight. Beginning at 6th level. Let's watch the clock here. You have honed your body to a brutal and resilient weapon, applying force efficiently and outmaneuvering your opponents in close quarters where you are the best. Damage from your unarmed attacks and grapples count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistances and immunities to non-magical attacks and damage. Yes, at level 6, totally appropriate. Everyone else in the party by level 6, 5, 6 should be getting their first magical weapons, or everyone should have one by that point. So yes, it's almost boilerplate. You really need to do it. I think that's smart. Additionally, when you are raging, you count as one size larger than you are for the purposes of grappling, and you gain temporary hit points equal to your strength modifier at the end of your turn. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's 2 parts. Those are both good. This is so fun. Some really good stuff in there. Right now, when you grapple, the size does matter with that. For gosh, I don't remember the exact rules. One size larger though is for it's if you're going to move your target. You can grapple your target. Like, so say it's a medium creature grappling a medium creature. You can then drag the grappled creature at half your movement, unless they're 2 sizes smaller than you, in which case you can just carry. So if you grapple a pixie, get her in a chokehold, like, behind the neck, and you got her wings pinned and stuff, you're grappling the pixie, but because you're more than 2 size categories larger, you can just walk with her. And it doesn't reduce your movement by half. Now, say it's a small Kender or a child, and you get them in the full headlock, and you got the little kid, you're like, they're screwing around, and you're trying to carry them, you're at half movement because they're only 1 size category smaller. That's right. I recommend arm barring small children in Kender. It's just, just get the full leg lock. You got like this, you got the leg up there. I am wearing pants. That's not underwear. These are this is my beach shorts. I know you guys will think I'm wearing business pants here, but I'm not. But I am always wearing pants. I'm not creepy like that. So at any rate, and then there might be one other thing that size comes into effect with. Is it that you can only grapple a creature up to 1 size larger than you? So a medium can grapple a large, but not like the huge. So in that case, gosh, I don't remember. Well, should I look it up? Yeah, let's look it up, guys. We're guessing here. But we might as well just get into it, since I would hope anyone who's watching at this point is, either knows this stuff, knows more than I do, or wants to learn about the detailed guts of. All right. The target you're grappling must be no more than 1 size larger than you are and must be within your reach. So there you go. So that does mean, instead of a medium can grapple a large, but with this, while you're raging, you could grapple a huge. See if there's anything else in here. Using at least 1 free hand, you try to seize the target by making a grapple check instead of an attack roll. A strength athletics check contested by the target's athletics or acrobatics check. The target gets to choose which ability they use, but it's always strength for you. Although your DM may allow you to be a dexterity grappler, questionable. If you succeed, you subject the target to the grappled condition, which means, might as well just talk about this stuff. Grappled reduces your movement to 0 when you're grappled. Now, the grappler's movement is not reduced to 0, just the grappled target's is. Grapple ends if the grappler becomes incapacitated, knocked out, and any effect that would move the grappler and the grappled away from each other, such as Misty Step, ends the grapple immediately. This is part of the reason what Misty Step is. We've read horror stories in here before where someone's like, yeah, my DM didn't let me escape a Misty Step grapple. So the guy went with me. It's like, that's not how it works. Anything that would teleport you or jump you away from your grappler frees you, or drags the grappled creature away from you, the grappler away. Okay. See anything else in here that matters? See, the condition specifies the thing that end it. If you and you can release a target whenever you'd like to. Yeah, the condition does. Escaping a grapple. Grappled creature can use its action to escape. To do so, it must succeed on a strength or athletics acrobatics check contested by your strengths athletics check. So the grappler is always strength based, athletics. But the grapplee, the person getting grappled, always gets to choose to resist or to try and escape using athletics or acrobatics. Important to remember that, folks, okay? Finally, moving a grappled creature. When you move, you can drag or carry the grappled creature with you, but your speed is halved unless the creature is 2 or more sizes smaller than you. There you go. In which case, you're just carrying them. You're not really grappling them. You just got them in your hand, and you're just walking along. You're a giant with like a warrior in your hand, and you're like, hey, hey guys. Yeah, he's a warrior. Oh, very powerful warrior. Yeah. Oh, no. He's poking me with the sword right now. Okay. Coffee's kicking in. All right, so now we've all learned about grappling. So that was pretty sweet. And, temporary hit points at the end of each of your turns. So based off your strength mod. So that's going to be, probably for a barbarian, a +3, +4, +5, +6, +7 when you get up to that 24. So yeah, it'd be significant, definitely. Grizzled. By the way, always remember, folks, temporary hit points like that don't stack. So you can't just go like a +3, a +3, a +3, build them up. The temporary points disappear and come back on something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the other effects that provide restorative temporary hit points like that don't stack. I'm pretty sure. Grizzled. At 10th level, the harsh experiences of brawling have left their mark on you in a way that others can unconsciously perceive. Nice. Your unarmed attacks now deal 1d6 bludgeoning damage. That's at level 10. So it's low damage if you don't have advantage on those attacks. It's very low damage. And it decreases to 1d8 when you rage. It's a nice touch. Additionally, you gain a bonus to intimidation checks as well as to any performance check related to a display of strength, toughness, or physicality. This bonus is equal to your strength modifier. Very nice. Oh, it opens up roleplay opportunities. I think that's awesome, especially for barbarian class, which aren't necessarily known for their out of combat capabilities. I really like that. And finally, we're at the end here. Look, we might be done in less than 20 minutes this time. It's a miracle. Undisputed champion. By 14th level, you truly become a monster among brawlers, a terror in close quarters who hurls, crushes, and cripples their foes. You gain the following benefits. You no longer move at half speed when grappling another creature. Oh, okay. You can just move at your full speed when you grapple. Okay. For high mobility, you've got all that movement speed as a barbarian. That's cool. Yeah, you can do a lot with that. When raging, if you take the attack action on your turn and attack only with unarmed strikes, you can make an additional unarmed strike as part of the same action. Okay. So meaning, because a barbarian at like 5th level gets their second attack. So you've got 2 attacks through all your mid-tier gameplay. But I guess the idea is that you could attack with the short sword and punch somebody. But they're saying, no, if you forgo any weapon attack, you just go punch, punch, you can add 1 more punch. That's all you do is punch. Punch in knees, elbows. I guess a brawler would like strike with anything. It's like Krav Maga style, like elbows and throat jabs and crap like that. Forearms. Okay. Yeah, I like that. This is at level 14. If you're trying to keep the damage output even remotely close, you kind of have to do this. Yeah, because you're just rolling a lower attack dice. There's no +1, +2 magical weapons. It's just you. I mean, your fists are magical, but yeah, I think this is appropriate. And finally, as long as you are raging, prone creatures you successfully grapple are considered restrained until the grapple ends. Prone creatures you are successfully grappled. As long as you're raging, prone creatures you successfully grapple are considered restrained until the grapple ends. This has to do with advantage, disadvantage on attacks. So we're going to open up the DM screen and we're going to read that. I have a question here. Let's read restrained real quick. A restrained creature speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So when you're grappling a creature, you can punch the creature because you only need one hand to grapple, per the rules. We just read that. The other creature can attack you back, but neither of you is an advantage or disadvantage. It's an even fight. But this restrained feature saying, no, you can have advantage, they will have disadvantage. And finally, the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, which means that they were relying on their acrobatics to escape that grapple. Well, it ain't going to help them out. Now, here is something I don't know about in the rules, and I don't know if it's defined well, or if you would be willing to define it for us, Bearded. If you grapple a target, you're both upright, not prone. You grapple them. Can you take you and them prone, thus applying the prone condition? Like just literally a takedown or a throw where even maybe you stay upright. I always give little tweaks and advice, but I'm telling you right now, my friend, put that in there somewhere. I don't know which tier to put it in, but say that you can, after you've taken an action to grapple a target or use an attack to grapple, it takes one of your attacks to grapple. On the next turn, you may use one of your attacks to take the enemy to the ground, to the prone condition, while maintaining the grapple. Because nowhere in this fiction have we given you a way to go from a grapple to a prone. This last one here is just saying if a creature's prone and you grapple them when they're prone, they're now restrained. I think you should be able to do a takedown. And I would use the term takedown and then describe it as, maintaining a grapple but going to prone. And then maybe put in there that you as a grappler may go prone yourself in that action or that attack, that takedown, or you may remain upright while maintaining the grapple with the target prone. So whatever wording. Yeah. That's right in there with what you're doing. Please add that. Okay, that's 22. These always get so damn long. But it's the tangents. It's the side tangents. There's nothing I can do about it. I try my best. Listen, thank you so much, guys. That one was fantastic. That's way in my wheelhouse, too, so I appreciate it. If anyone watched, thank you. Take care.